All right, so I want to talk about writing, record, preserved, precision, progressive, true, sound, rhythm, repeated, formula, collected, expression, fragments, tradition, abstraction, reference, visual representation, inanimate, dialects, readily understood, commerce, shifting, separate from non-human environments, communicative purposes, intent of meaning, cult, caste or class, sacred knowledge, simplify, character style, elite, technology, generalization, proliferation, conservation, numbers, signs, syllable, element, vowel, breath, silent, consonant, letter, oral, reference, implicit, utterance shape, complexifying. Language is a human power. Adam gave the names to the animals, even if everything has a voice and a sound, but it owes its perceptive field to the non-human world that it speaks about, that's being represented, to be able to be reduced, in other words, to a name. And I think that's from, that's like inspired by what was it? Hold on. Just wait. The Spell of the Sensuous. By David Abram. And I actually wanted to say, I think that in a previous video, I did reference The Spell of the Sensuous by David Abram, and I did not mention, I mentioned that I forgot who wrote that book. So there we go. I want to talk about this, the spark of Hashem. So mental health, mental wellness, having limits because of a higher power, having edges, recognizing myself as a piece of the greater whole, the Hashem, the Almighty, and not needing to know everything now, and trusting that I can learn and understand more later. But I still can do even the things that don't make sense for the Creator. Creative company, presence, always resource, being able to make it work, able to move forward, not getting angry because it's inevitably from the heavenly decree, anything that happens. And thinking about the Rebbe, how to be like the Rebbe. The Rebbe was the seventh Lubavitcher Rebbe. Many people believe he's the Messiah. And he was just impossible to put into words for most of us. Like, just, could you call him true, honest, kind, loving, inspiring, a fire that lights other fires. Someone who is special and unique and worth, if you haven't learned about him, to do so. And just to even be exposed to the fact that he could do miracles, and people felt he could read their mind. And I'll be right back. I just see something. Just a moment. And he was a Torah teacher, Torah scholar. He was also an engineer. He went to college with Schrodinger. He was a visionary. What wasn't he, you know? People say he's a prophet. He was the leader of the generation. He changed the world. He sent out his messengers. They're still going out. People are still living because of one meeting they had with him. They're still living with certain values. Now there's some arguments whether he's physically alive or not, whether his body was so refined that he continues to be here even though his body passed away and is buried in Queens of New York, called the Ohel Chabad Lubavitch, where people can go visit and ask for blessing and connect with him. Some could say that, you know, if somebody passes away, you give them part of your life. The more real you make them. And he seemed to care about everyone. He remembered amazing things. He would do things at the same time, 2 different tasks. People have had a lot of interesting experiences where something he told them was something they didn't understand yet. People still get answers from him when they write. And some people might not, you know, we could think about how what we give a piece of ourselves to, what we give power to, could have power. So anyway, following the ways to be like the Rebbe, okay? If you feel like how could I ever, like what's the point of having such a person if I don't feel I'm like that? So following the Torah directive to not turn a needy person away who came for charity or generosity, whether it's spiritual, physical, guidance, financial, confidence, childless, sick, reassurance, mental, widowed, lonely, single, purposeless, grieving, or orphan. And opening the heart, not ignoring, not shaming, not rejecting or sugarcoating, staying sincere and patient if it's needed. Next, giving benefit of the doubt, seeing the positive and optimistic viewpoint as a continuous practice without a day off. I just want to add, he never took a day off. Never ever did he take a day off. Every day. He honored his parents. He followed the Torah's mitzvos. He cried for the suffering. He sang. He was barely ate, barely slept. He would do motions like hard exercise well into his 80s, in his 90s, 70s, 60s, all of it. He could captivate an entire room where everyone felt electric and would wait for hours just to be able to be there. He was better than this, better than that, for people who usually would say, like, that's my favorite. No, I'll give that up so I could be by the Rebbe at a Farbringen, which is a gathering. And his patience and sincerity, and he would get tons of mail, and he would write back, and he would send things through people, all different people, all over the world, people who would say that it was just what they needed at that moment. And he was known to say, think good and it'll be good. You know, if you keep positive, your positivity is strong enough that it could make things positive. And he would say that the redemption's already here. You don't have to be in exile. You could be free. You could be in the light. You could be with Mashiach. Just you have to recognize it's here. Where are you? Treating life, and let's continue. Treating life as a gift, a service, a privilege, and showing up every day. Giving oneself permission to have secrets revealed, access to the mysteries, and be able to stay in the light. And then I want to share, some people, you know, this is a little bit of a tangent, but some people say, like, you know, the idea, two more things I want to share. One is, people say that, like, the idea is that, some people mention that he could be Mashiach, so Messiah, because his message was goodness and kindness, and he made some of the prophecies be revealed to people by having United Nations and other organizations that had impact who stopped war. But I mean, we have a war going on in Israel right now, a war in Palestine, which is the whole entire Israel. You know, there's some people think when Palestinians is a group, it's actually the land. Palestine is the entire Israel. The group that calls themselves Palestinians don't, you know, the whole Israel is Palestinians. Even Jewish, even Zionist, even whatever. Everyone who lives in Israel is a Palestinian. And then the people who are Israelis are also part of the nation of Israel. The Palestinians are not part of the nation of Israel, so that you can't call themselves an Israeli, but they're all Palestinian. And you know, without getting into details, because that's not for right now, I will say that the Rebbe helped with a lot of wars that went on in this part of the world that I mentioned, with inspiring people and predicting victories, and with one little Israel and around many occupied lands of Arabs, Muslims, and this little tiny land, obviously, it's called Israel because Israel is the third patriarch. So it's named after him. It was his land. His name was Yisrael. So the children of Israel get the land of Israel. It's not more complicated than that. The people were, Abraham was originally given this land, promised. And it was considered a holy land that spit out inhabitants that were doing crimes and evil. So the Lubavitch Rebbe said a lot of things about Israel's protection and holiness and many other things that were revealed to be true. And I want to share one thing about, a side note about Mashiach, even though I'm not saying that Lubavitch Rebbe is Mashiach. I'm saying there's something about Mashiach that says that he'll be able to smell. He'll have a sense of smell, like a special sense of smell, something to do with the smell. And there's, so as an aside, I want to share the Torah way of the details of the smells blessings. If you see a blessing, if you want to make a blessing on the fruit of the tree, you say the giver of the good smell to the fruit Hanosein reach tov bepero. You want to bless the wood of the tree. So maybe this is like Palo Santo, right? You would say Bariatse Besamim, creator of the fragrant wood trees. Like the fruit, it could be an apple, it could be orange. The smell, if you're smelling the orange, right? Or if you smell an apple, and it just brings you pleasure. The blessing of the herbs, the grasses. Borei Ishvei Besamim, creator of the fragrant herbs. That's if you smell lemongrass, it makes you happy. The blessing on the balsam oil, creator of the fragrant oil. Borei Shemen Arev. And the blessing on the fragrant types, which is different things, whether you have frankincense, myrrh, mixture of lavender, vanilla, you would say Borei Mini Besamim, creator of the fragrant spices. And because I mentioned I started this out with writing, I wanted to share, I wrote a letter to my soul last year. I don't know who you are. You shared so many versions of yourself with me, and I don't know what's real. I don't know who is who. I feel like, how can all of you fit in my frame form? Maybe you had to get fat because you had to see when someone cares about your insides, besides for your constant exercising, food question, and appearances. Care, because of low inner self-esteem. You brought me here to these people in this place and left me here, and I don't want you to be lonely, empty. I don't want your new life to be without me. I don't know why you signed up for all this. How can I say I'll be okay without you? As I settle into my own aura, the self-preserving urge to be in the settle helps me let go of the projections, to be with peace and success. You deserve love and opportunity, reducing the drama and baggage, and enough rest for the inner child, a fleshy body. And to be gentle is to be feeling safe and to feel supported, that there's a level of familiar and reliable, predictable, even with adventure and newness, experimenting, and that no one wants to hurt me, including me. That's all for today, and I will shortly share a video for before Shabbos. All right, bye.